Hello, traders. This is Michael coming to you from GammaEdge on Friday, May 16th with our pre-market morning strategy and briefing session. As always, here at GammaEdge, we start with our three pillars: sentiment, structure, and trend. Currently looking at a market trend model, which is based on the tick index. You can research that at your favorite investing website. But the quick takeaway is the tick index is based on buying versus selling in the overall market participants. If there's more buying, obviously the bolded CT here, which is our cumulative tick, would be moving to the upside. If there's more selling, it would be moving to the downside. We discussed yesterday about this overall pullback within a longer term uptrend. If you were bullish, you wanted to see this bolded CT start moving above the shorter term moving averages. We placed these on to give us an identity or identified trend. And we saw that start moving to the upside really around 11 or 11:30 in the morning. And we had a confluence of our other intraday tools that were indicating most likely we're going to push to the upside. So it gave us a nice trade yesterday. Our longer term positioning, this is our colored ribbon. Again, the red above the cyan is a look back period of much longer than a few days or weeks. So this indicates longer term market participants are placing more capital at risk via buying the overall market. Move on to our breadth indicator, new highs versus new lows. Again, new highs outpacing new lows yesterday. So again, that is a bullish state. And then our filtered cumulative tick yesterday, this is filtered by plus 1,000, minus 1,000 larger block orders. And again, shows institutional, at least accumulation or buying for the afternoon. And then our cumulative tick above zero and then moving to the upside. So again, bullish states being maintained at least via our market trend model. We'll see how that continues to play out today. Again, we took out the old previous high of the tick, which is bullish also. And then we want to see price action continue to the upside. So we'll monitor this intraday to see if we see any stalling or a rollover in the overall market trend model. But as of now, again, bullish state and moving to the upside. Moving on to our SPXA, obviously these are the cruise ships, our expiry today, so we're going to head and let that roll off. So then we're moving now to the 20th of next month is the next larger expiry. Again, this is institutional positioning of the overall SPX complex, and we follow the SPX complex because it's the most liquid that we're able to look at for positioning. Again, call dominated above and below spot price. This green net delta here indicates that, and it continues to fill in with green and maintain green. So again, call speculation to the upside as well as below spot price continues. So this is supportive for any pullback and then supportive of moves to the upside as long as the out of the money call speculation continues, which we see. And we see 6,000 as that larger round number, most likely the target to the upside. Again, these contracts don't roll over as much, so they have less force on intraday. Zero DTE as well as the weeklies, but we like to look at the overall positioning of the larger market participants and follow that what they are doing. The SPXA GEX ratio, we talked about this. Spot price continues to move higher, but we did see this GEX ratio start to come down. The GEX ratio is basically a put-call ratio, but much better because we had a time component, which is gamma, but also remembering that the SPXA obviously doesn't expire for a whole other month. But we want to see this turn back to the upside. Staying above 1 is obviously bullish, but if it turns back to the upside, this would be your call gamma call speculation starting to move back to the upside. It's not out of the realm of possibilities that we do see this just continue sideways, but spot price continues to appreciate slightly back to the upside. So we'll keep an eye on this. Again, this is still a bullish state. We're above 1. Call speculators are in control, but we'd like to see this turn back to the upside to propel more price appreciation if you're a bull. Moving on to the SPXP, all expiries turned on via our tiles over here, where we are call dominated above and below spot price. Pretty much glaring strike above is 6,000. That's our PGEX and COI. Highest call open interest. You'll see green net delta, all above spot price here and filled in. So out of the money call speculation continuing to the upside. The next area key strike that you would recognize is 59.50. So above 59.50, we think 6,000 is probably a highly likelihood. Again, all expiries here, and we'll drill into the zero DTE. Transition continues to be a little bit wider here on the all expiries, but again, spot price could be opening up above this transition area for today. So again, that is bullish, and then 59.50 would be that first target to the upside, and then 59.75, and then 6,000 on the all expiries. Moving on to the SPX P0 DTE, as indicated by our tile here. Again, we do have options expiration today. We are call dominated above and below spot price. Transition area here, 58.75 to 5900. As long as spot price stays above that, we will maintain an overall bullish state. We talked about the transition yesterday. Being an area to get involved in the overall market on a pullback, and that's what we saw. Within transition, it can be very choppy, so we encourage not to trade within that overall transition, and we wait for a decision, either a break to the upside of transition or a break to the downside, and that gives us the best risk reward trade. So yesterday we opened up within transition, and then we started breaking above transition. That gave us a nice long trade up towards 59.25. So today, it looks like we may be opening around 59.35, and then we have that nice round strike there at 59.50, which is our PGEX level. Again, we'd have to see out of the money call speculation start to come in on the short term, because we have it in the money puts overhead, even though we're call dominated. This may slow our price appreciation to the upside above 59.50, at least on the shorter term time frame. So that would be the key area I'd want to see us get above and hold. And then we'd look at our intraday volume tools, which would be our vol command. If those are in both positive slopes, then that would indicate that market participants are transacting the higher volume of call speculation to the upside. So that would be an indication that we may appreciate up towards that 6,000 level. So we'll continue to watch that. Not really anticipating that we drop below the bottom of the transition, just because of the in the money calls below us and the overall structure and sentiment, as well as the market trend model. But if we do get below that lower area of 58.75, 58.70, then we look for a trade down towards 58.50. You see that larger gradient there, which most likely will be some stalling and supportive type action. Again, remember, all these in the money calls will be supportive as the day goes along. And then out of the money call speculation up towards 59.50 for the moment this morning. SPXP, the GEX ratio, we were discussing this falling as the price was appreciating, indicating short-term call call gamma was most likely leaving the overall complex, which was that out of the money call speculation. So price appreciation may be a little bit difficult to the upside unless we saw this turn back up. And as you see, this started to turn back up here again above 1 though. So call speculations maintaining control. So again, very supportive of price action to the upside. We'd like to see this turn back up and head back towards that 2 level if we're going to see a significant price appreciation to the upside, indicating short-term call gamma is increasing and that call speculation again is continuing to increase. Moving on to the SPXP delta balance. Again, we just separate the planes of above spot price and below spot price. Just gives us an overall view of what each individual plane and market participants are doing. The green is the right-hand plane, the out of the money call speculation. We discussed we'd like to see that move back to the upside. It is above 0 or maintaining around 0. So again, call speculation is still in control. But as you see, we've had a decent drop since the price appreciation here. Now, the delta balance and the left-hand plane continue to maintain at 1. So again, call speculation still in control. And the in-the-money calls below spot price are holding very well and will be supportive on any pullback. So moving on to the SPY, pretty much looks a mirror image of the SPXP. Again, we'd like to see this right-hand plane turn back to the upside, indicating out of the money call speculation coming in to hopefully cross above that 59.50 and then that 6,000 level to the upside. Delta balance maintaining 1. So again, call speculators are maintaining control. Moving on to the Qs, kind of the same look, drop in the right-hand plane. So that's out of the money call speculation. Most likely that was profit taking of that out of the money risk, and then heading into OPEX, obviously, and then the delta balance and left-hand plane below spot price maintaining the 1 value. So again, supportive on any pullbacks as the in the money calls below us will be supportive. Heading on to the SPXP, net stack command for today. This is our highest sensitivity strikes. Again, I already discussed that 59.50 delta level, the out of the money calls. If we capture that, obviously we'll capture all that positive delta and cross that 59.50 strike, as well as this gamma here. And the sensitivity will increase across that strike. So that could propel us up towards that 6,000 level, depending on what our intraday vol command is telling us. Any pullback will be supportive as of now. 5,800, you see that left-hand plane integral, just a significant amount of in the money calls. sitting in delta below us, so we'll be supportive on any pullback. And then you see the charm, gamma, and Vanna levels at 5,900. We've already discussed 5,900, 5,900 to 5,905 key supportive levels on any pullback, as well as the transition areas, and then 5,950, 5,975 to the upside. So let's move on to our trading plan for today. So it looks like we're going to open roughly around 59.30, 59.35. That'll be the key transition area. I've encouraged our members today to draw their own drunken sailor range, as well as the DEX transition. So we've given you the tools and education. So make sure everybody does that. Post in the voice chat if you want, and we'll discuss it. We want everybody to learn and be able to take this trading plan and thesis and consistency in their own trading. So make sure you go ahead and post that this morning. So again, to the upside, I see 59.30 to 59.35. If we're above that, take a long trade up towards 59.50. Even at the open, we'd like to see some basic and consolidation, hold the top of the drunken sailor range, or at least the P-trans level of 59.30. If we get within the overall drunken sailor range and start dropping below this 59.30, I'd most likely anticipate some sort of drop back down towards this 5,900. You see this previous kind of price action and choppiness into the close yesterday. So most likely this would be a choppy type area. And then if we do drop into the overall GEX transition on the 0 DTE, then again, this would be some extreme choppiness most likely. So that would be kind of a cautionary type trade, or just a hands-off trade, obviously, into overall Friday. And then the bottom of transition we've already discussed. If we do lose this 58.75, we'd be a little bit more cautious, not necessarily flip to an overall bearish state, but we could see that pull back down towards the 58.50 level. Again, not anticipating that unless we see a significant change in sentiment structure and the overall market trend. And then our vol M command would be indicating that out of the money put speculation to the downside would be increasing, and the out of the money call speculation would be dropping also. So with that, I hope everybody has a great day. Make it a great Friday. Thanks everybody for joining us this week. And if we don't talk, have a great weekend, and we'll see you in the Discord in a few minutes. Thanks.